All right, everybody, welcome to the crew and pacer meeting for the Silverheels 100-mile endurance run and last call 50-mile endurance run. There she is, Silverheels herself. There you go. Yeah, this weekend's race, last call and Silverheels. You can have a crew and pacer for this event, and so I really want to bring on to the program a friend of mine. His name is Adam McRoberts, and he is the co-owner, and mastermind behind Big Things Crewing. And I'll bring him on here in a minute before he says hello. Let me see here. I want that to go there. And okay. I got some graphics here to throw up on the screen. So what I'm going to do is we're going to talk real quick here about the basics, and then we're going to bring Adam on, and Adam is really going to get into this nitty gritty here with us to help you guys out if this is your first time crewing or pacing or whatever. And I know Adam, I know him well. He's taking notes, I'm sure, on the other side of what I'm about to say so that he can follow it up with some real talk. Okay. So here we go. Crews. Here's the basics. Guys, try to keep it to one car. This isn't Leadville where people bring 4 vehicles and 20 crew members. If you can't fit your whole crew in one vehicle, you have too many. 2 is okay, but try to carpool, especially out to Terryall Aid Station. That's really the important place where we want to try to have one crew vehicle per runner because it's such a small area, and there is a neighborhood around there where just up and down, driving cars up and down all day is going to kick up a ton of dust in that area, regardless of how wet it's been. So you are only allowed to go to pre-designated spots. And those spots are in the 100-mile, Poor Man's Gulch 1 and 2, Terryall 1, 2, and 3, and Camp Como. So those are the locations. You can see your runners a total of 6 times between those 3 locations. Poor Man's, which the runners are there twice. Terryall, runners go through there 3 times. And Camp Como, they go there once. These are the only places that you as a crew, spectator, or pacer, crew or spectator, let's stick with that. These are the only places crews and spectators are allowed to go. If you have a family member like your 70-year-old dad thinks he knows better, and he's going to head out somewhere on the course because he knows the runners go by there and he's going to wave hello, guess what? You're a DQ. You are not allowed to have crews outside of the designated locations. So crews, again, are only allowed at Poor Man's, Terryall, and Camp Como. Please give yourself enough time to drive to those locations. Remember that your runners are in a slow event. Some of those 50-milers are pretty fast, but the 100-milers will be pretty slow. But make sure you give yourself enough time to get to and from. Drive slowly. We don't want to kick up dust and annoy the neighbors. And we do tend to kick up enough dust on this weekend that we paint all houses white with that crushed gravel that's out there. Also, please know that we have noise ordinances at both Terryall and Poor Man's Aid Station. What does that mean? That means between the hours of 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. It is quiet time. That means no cowbells. It means do not play music. It means do not hoot and holler at night. I promise you, as an ultramarathon runner, as somebody who has finished 100 miles or more 23 different times, the last thing that I want to hear in the darkness of a race is a cowbell or somebody wooing in my ears. Just calm down. It is a sensory overload. Once it's dark, just plan on being quiet and helping your runner out. Give them the encouragement face to face. The whole world doesn't need to hear it. And again, that's for our neighbors in the area. Please follow the directions to and from these aid stations. Your runners have been given access to the Google Drive folder, and in that folder is a document that provides turn-by-turn directions on exactly how we want you to get to each aid station. They also detail how we want you to park at each aid station. It is very important that you follow those directions because we wrote them that way, not just for the neighbors and for the places that we go, but it's for runner safety. We don't want to be dusting up the roads while runners are out running on them. So please follow the directions so that you know how to get to and from and how to park at these aid stations. And remember, as a crew, you can't help your runner if you're not helping yourself. So self-care is crucial. You definitely want to take care of yourselves so that you can take care of others. And I'm going to swing over to pacers here. Again, the basics, you're only allowed one pacer at a time. One pacer at a time. You can pick up a pacer at Tarryall 2, which is just over halfway in the 100-mile. You can pick one up at Como. So if you have a pacer run, I just added that in there. That's why that's in big and bold. So runners, you can have a pacer. Let me see if I can go back to my page here, make sure I can see questions. You can have a pacer switch at Como if you want. I added that as a bonus for y'all. So if you need an extra pacer, or somebody doesn't want to run, all that far or what have you, you can get a pacer change at Como now. Okay, so Tarryall 2, Como, Tarryall 3, and Poor Man's. So if you have a pacer leave with you at Tarryall 3, you better have somebody that can make it all the way to Poor Man's with you. You're definitely going to want that. So just throwing that out there for you. Also, let's see, COVID waivers and BIP. So again, if you are pacing somebody, we want you guys to adhere to the same rules as everybody else. Grab yourself a wristband based on your comfort level. So red means that you want everybody to keep 6 feet of social distance from you and wear a mask. Stay away, don't touch me. Yellow means you're good with fist bumps, elbow bumps, and you prefer people wear a mask around you. And if you're just chill, we're not doing green this time. If somebody's not wearing it, we're going to assume that you're cool with close quarters at this point. Every pacer is going to have to sign an HPRS waiver. Pretty standard. And then we're going to give you a pacer bib that I believe says, I didn't even sign up for this, or I didn't pay for this, or something like that. Which brings me to the self-sufficiency talk. Look, guys, if you're a pacer out there, of course you can use water, you can grab base, you can have food, but we are asking you to please try to be mindful that you did not pay to be in this event, and we want you to be a little more self-sufficient. So bring yourself some snacks, bring the things that you typically enjoy. Of course, you can have soup and coffee and water and all those things, but we're asking you, please keep that for the registered runners that were out there if you can, but of course, enjoy it if you want to as well. We are not responsible for shuttling you to and from. We're not going to give you a ride if your pacer decides that they're going to DNF pacing duties. They're going to be waiting a long time before you can get a ride back to town. And we're also not running a shuttle to get your pacer out to where they're going to start pacing you. So those, again, are going to be things that you want to figure out on your own here in the days leading up to the race. You want to make sure that you have all of your, all of your logistics figured out there. I can't find my video so I can answer questions. And final 2 miles. I'm adding this in this year as well. The final 2 miles of the race, that is where the dirt road that the runners are coming in on turns to pavement again. It's about 2 miles out from the start-finish line. We are welcoming every runner to have as many pacers as they want for the final 2 miles. If you want your whole family to come out and be a big entourage with you, they're welcome to do that. They're welcome to pace you and be with you, as many as you want, on the pavement from about 2 miles out, which is the stop sign on Bogue and Beaver Creek Road, I believe it is. So Bogue and Beaver Creek. Through the town of Fairplay on the pavement, you can have as many people as you want. But as soon as you hit the track, we want you to run the track alone, and they'll meet you over at the finish line. So you're going to finish with 3/4 of a loop around the track. Your family cannot join you for that, but they can join you otherwise, okay? And here's my man, Adam McRoberts for Big
What's
Things
up, John?
Crewing, and I want to show you Adam. I'm going to do you a solid here. I'm giving you your own little name thing.
Look at that.
Adam McRoberts from Big Things Crewing. And here's how to check out their website. They offer professional crewing and pacing services.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. We do. What do you think of this, John? This might be our new slogan: getting butts across finish lines.
What was that?
Getting butts across finish lines. That's what we
Get
do.
getting a butt?
Yeah, getting butts across finish lines.
Well, how do we do it? I don't know, man. I've been trying to figure that out for years. We have some high, we typically have like a high DNF rate in this 100 miler, but
Well, let's get
here,
some people into the finish.
we can be here together. How about this?
Perfect. I like being with you, John.
Yeah, well, let's get some butts across the finish line. Let's figure out how to do that.
Let's do it.
I'm going to look in here to see if we have any comments or questions so far before we keep running here. I know we got 20 folks watching us. If you pick up a pacer at Poor Man's, does that pacer have to go to the finish line with you? No, actually, because you kind of run by Poor Man's again. You've been at this race before, Adam, right?
I have.
Yeah, so when you leave Alma, the Alma water stop, you end up passing by Poor Man's again. And so, yeah, they can hop in their car there if they want. And that's fine. Thank you, Katie. Good question. Let's start with crews, Adam. What do you got? You got any advice for people who have crews?
Sure. I've got a lot for pacers, but I'm switching to crews. Let's see. So you want to sit down and have a long conversation with your runner, preferably way before the start, the night before, something like that. You want to sit down and figure out their goals and figure out what their expectations are of you as a crew member. What are they going to need from you? Is there going to be certain times they're coming into these aid stations, and you should be there early, obviously, and have all their stuff laid out for them. So one thing you can do is you can put a blanket down and have all their glues and gels and second pair of shoes, everything all laid out for them. Uh, let's see what else for crews. Don't get your runner disqualified. Don't break any of John's rules. Um, that's about all I have for crew right now. I got a whole mess of stuff for pacers.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, crew. The big thing about crewing that I always like to throw out there again is, we were talking about self-care. So bring a book, bring some camp chairs, bring plenty of food and drinks, a cooler full of ice, all the things that you are personally going to need throughout the event, because everything at the aid station is for runners and pacers only. And so we want to make sure crews are bringing their own stuff. You're bringing your own entertainment, especially if, in the 100 miler, you're going to be sitting there at Terriall for a long, long time. I mean, it's a long time. Your runner
It's a
is
long
really
day
going
and
to
night.
be, burning
Yeah.
clock around the course there on that Gold Dust Loop and out to Como and back. So definitely make sure you bring some entertainment. And if you're pacing or accruing somebody in the 50 miler, you're probably not going to see them until, a lot of people don't send a crew to Terriall, but they're there at Poor Man's first thing in the morning. And so, between 7 and 9 a.m., you're probably going to go back to bed after the race starts and wake up in time to crew people and hang out. That's that's like one of two places. I don't even know if I allow crews in the 50. But all right, let's switch over to pacers. What do you got for pacers, Adam?
Yeah, for sure. And one more thing about crews, just be prepared. Like John said, be prepared for a long day and a long night. Bring a book, bring extra food, bring warm clothes. Just be ready for a long event. So switching to pacers. So if you want to pace an ultra marathon runner, you're going to be four things for that runner. You're going to be a friend, a coach, a nutritionist, and a psychologist. One thing you want to do with your runner first and foremost, again, you want to sit down with them and have a long discussion about what their goals are. You want to come up with an A plan, a B plan, and then a D plan. If the wheels fall off and we're just trying to finish this thing and walk it in, you want to have that D plan set up and in place just in case. You want to strategize with your runner. Figure out what their nutrition needs are. What do they typically like to eat? What do they like to eat when they come into crew or aid stations? Um, Discuss with them whether or not they want you as a pacer to be running in the front or the back of them. I've run with both different runners. Some are real alpha and they want to be in the front, and that's totally cool. And other people just want to put their head down and follow a pacer. Again, totally acceptable, but everybody's a little bit different there. So the job of a pacer, first and foremost, know the section that you're running and pacing. You don't want to get your runner lost. The course is going to be well marked, but when it's dark, everyone's tired, you haven't been eating enough, it's easy to miss a couple of those flags and wander off course. As a pacer, it's your job to pay attention to this and make sure your runner does not get lost. Another thing, don't nag. Don't nag your runner. Stay positive throughout all this. If your feet are hurting or you've got some lingering injury, I would recommend just keeping it to yourself because your runner has run further than you at this point. Recognize them. Recognize your runner. Tell them how badass they are. Tell them how cool this is. It's their day. We're there to help them get to the finish line, and we're there to celebrate their day. So help them out. It's their big day. Like I said before, be prepared. This can end up being a long day and a long night. So bring everything that you're going to need to be prepared for that. Warm clothes, a book to read, a game to play, extra food, extra water. Another note, give more rest than the runner if you are a pacer. So if you're going to be pacing a runner at night, like I am, I'm going to get some rest during the day. I don't want to be as tired as my runner out there because then we're both going to get lost. We're not going to be any good to each other. I want to be a secret weapon to my runner. And so I want to be well rested and ready to go. Take care of yourself as a pacer. Bring food, bring extra food, bring water, more water than you might need. Prepare for the weather. Bring warm clothes. Bring extra gloves. If you can stuff a couple extra gloves and a couple extra hats in your pack, bring them. Your runner might need them at some point. Like I said before, don't disqualify your runner. Know what the rules are. Know what the rules for the race are. Where you can drive, where you can't drive. Figure it all out beforehand because you don't want to be the one to disqualify your runner. You want to be there to help them get into the finish line. You don't want bad things to happen and accidentally get them DQ'd. One more thing. Don't stay at an aid station too long. And as a pacer, it's your job to stay on top of this with your runner. It's easy for the runner to come into an aid station, especially in the middle of the night, and plop down on a chair, and they need to take 15 or 20 minutes, which is acceptable. I mean, that happens. But if it's in the middle of the night and it's really cold out and they've been sweating for hours and hours, after about 5 minutes, they're going to start getting really cold, and 10, 15 minutes, they could be hypothermic. So you want to be on top of that. As a pacer, just keep an eye on them. Maybe keep an eye on your watch. 2 minutes. We're going in and out of this aid station. You're going to sit down for 2 minutes. We're going to take care of you, and then we're leaving. Or 5 minutes, whatever you decide with your runner. You don't want them getting cold in the middle of the night, and that could be the end of the race. And one more thing to note, 5 minutes at every aid station throughout approximately a 100-mile race ends up being an hour. So, watch that, watch your watch. You're timing them. Okay, you've been here for 5 minutes. We got to go. Or 4 minutes. You got a 1 minute warning, and then we're going to go. It's just something to keep an eye on because that clock doesn't stop ticking. Little pacer secret here. It's okay to lie to your runner. If they decide that they want to quit, say they're 70 miles in and something's hurting, they're having a bad day, they're just going to call it quits. It's okay to tell them, we're not going to give you a ride back to the start finish. We're going to lock you out of the car. It's okay. Our goal is to get them to the finish line no matter what, barring injury, of course. As long as they're not injured, Go ahead and tell them a little fib. If that gets them down the trail, that's allowed. One thing you can implement is walkie-talkies. If that's something you're interested in, cell phone service out there pretty much sucks. We try and text people and let them know crew when we're coming into the aid stations and whatnot. Doesn't always work out there. If you have walkie-talkies, they usually work when you're maybe a mile away from that aid station. Let them know, hey, we're coming in. This is what the runner needs. They need some water, coconut water, a little burrito, and then we're out the door. We got to go. Let's see. It is okay for a runner to drop a pacer. It's not okay for the pacer to drop the runner. If for some reason that runner's feeling good and they feel like taking off, and your pacer maybe isn't an ultra runner, maybe they're just a marathon runner and they're curious about ultras, that's totally cool to have those people come out and pace you. It's okay for the runner, if they're feeling good, to drop the pacer. Pacers, don't drop the runner. You're there to take care of them. That is pretty much all I've got, and I'm sure John has some things to add.
Yeah, I wanted to share this picture. I shared it while you were talking. This is me at the Massanutten Mountain Trails 100 in Virginia one year. My pacer was absolutely destroyed. And this is me at mile 88, giving him the old, come on, friend, it'll be all right.
That happens from time to time.
That's the last thing you want to be doing to your pacer, is trying to coach them into getting to the finish line, because they're there to do that for you. Yeah. But at the same time, I know we both recognize, Adam, that, there's a lot of, for me, I always made it a habit in my running life that I would ask a pacer who is not an ultra runner, but somebody who I think would really enjoy the experience, and just getting them out there and being a part of something so incredibly cool, like running a 100-mile race. It really is an unusual feat that we seek to do. And so don't be afraid to ask some people that you think would just enjoy the journey with you. And remember that this really is a memory that's going to last a lifetime for you and your pacer. And that really is the only thing that I would want to add, Adam. Again, if you are going to have pacers in the 100-mile, you are allowed a pacer pickup at Terrial 2, Camp Como, Terrial 3, and Poor Man's. You cannot pick up at Poor Man's again after mile 79. I know we had that question from somebody. Can my pacer leave after they get to Poor Man's? Yeah, they can leave, but you can't pick up a new one at Poor Man's. So that is not a trade out spot.
John, I've got a story about how I picked a pacer one year. So I worked with this guy that was a triathlete, and we always talked smack back and forth. It was triathlete versus ultra runner. And he would ask me, did you take a crap out in the woods this morning? And I'd say, yeah, about the same time you were shaving your legs this morning. And we would just go back and forth with this stuff all the time. Well, I picked him to pace me one year at a race because I knew for a fact I would not quit in front of this guy. There is no way I can quit in front of this guy. So use a little strategy with who you're picking as a pacer. A great pacer is, like I said, somebody who runs half marathons or marathons and is ultra curious. Get them out into the world. Bring them out as a pacer. We're going to have a blast. And like John said, you guys are going to walk away with a bond that you're never going to forget.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's important, whether you're a crew or pacer, that you're taking care of yourself, doing what you need to do to be there for your runner. And so you don't want to be tired. You don't want to be hungry. You don't want to be all the things that your runner is going to be, because it doesn't matter that you are. It only matters that your runner is. And just to clarify here, you can have crews in the last call 50 miler at Terrial, Poor Man's Gulch 2, not 1. That is Poor Man's Gulch 2 at mile 32.2. You can have a crew. Tarryall at 16.3 and Poor Man's Gulch 32.2. You can have crews at those locations. No pacers in the last call 50 mile unless you're over the age of 60. All right. I just want to throw out there, I know we have some folks watching live right now, Adam, so I want to ask if anybody has any questions. And if there are questions, just write them in the comment section here on Facebook, and Adam and I will read it aloud and give you an answer. What are you going to be doing this race, Adam? I know you're coming up.
Oh, yes. I will be pacing our mutual buddy, Drew. I'm going to be out there for a good 50 miles, carrying a bucket for him as he grows up into it, and as I continually kick him in the butt down the trail.
Yeah, Drew's got some altitude-related issues, so it's good. It's good he'll have some company to keep pushing him.
Yep,
No
we got that covered. And my business partner, Beth, is going to be out there running on the aid stations in the middle of the night. So we're going to be out there cheering people on. This is going to be fun. It's going to be great weather. I can't wait.
You know, this is a great question that we just got here, Adam. Julia, Drew says, rest up, Adam. Juliana Vonderhaar says, if I get to Tarryall before my shift, can I jump in and help? Yeah. In fact, if you're a crew person and you're just like, I'm all set with just hanging around, I can see that the race needs help, I'm going to step up and help them. We welcome that. If you don't want to just sit around waiting for your runner and you've got some energy and you just want to help us make some wraps or cut up some fruit, we'll take it. So as a crew person, don't be afraid to offer your volunteer services while you're sitting around waiting. You know, crew is an acronym for cranky runner, endless waiting.
That sums it up.
And it's pretty accurate. So yes, Julie, thank you. If you do jump in as a crew person, you want to help us with some volunteering, it is greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. Well, you got anything else, Adam?
Just lastly, one more thing when you're pacing. We incorporate the 5 R's. First, recognize. Recognize your runner. Realize what they're doing for the day. It's a big deal. You're there to support them. Number 2, refuse. Refuse to stop. Tell them you don't have to work tomorrow, man. You took your days off for this. You signed up for it. You paid money for it. You traveled. This is what we're here for. The mission ain't over yet. We're going to keep on going. Number 3, relax the runner. Calm them down any way you can. Runners have a tendency to start getting in their head and start working cutoff times and working math problems in their head. It doesn't work. Relax the runner. Tell them all we have to do is get to the next aid station. This is easy. 4, reframe their mind. Whatever is going on in their head, twist it around into a positive for them. Keep them positive. Tell them how awesome they are. This is quite an accomplishment. And lastly, resume. Once all those are taken care of, just keep on moving. And you might have to repeat those 5 R's 6 times, 12 times. Like I said, our goal is to get our runner into the finish line.
Awesome, Adam. And just so people should know, I should have asked you this at the beginning. Who the hell are you? And why should they listen to you?
My name is Adam McRoberts, and we own a company called Big Things Crewing. Like I told John earlier, our job is to get butts across finish lines. And we do that through coaching, pacing, and crewing. So the people that are using our services are mainly people who aren't in Colorado. We don't have a lot of friends here. They're coming in from out of state. And this is a big mountain race for them. It's a big deal. How are we going to do it? I don't know if I'm acclimated for this. I don't know if I'm going to get lost in the woods. I don't know if I'm going to get eaten by a bear. So if you're coming to Colorado, you can look us up. we'll come out and help you at your race. And of course, we help Colorado folks too. But that's what we do. And we're going to be out there pacing, crewing, helping out, doing anything we can to get you to the finish line.
Awesome, Adam. Thank you so much. I know Adam's been an ultramarathon runner for a lifetime now. Really, really long time. He's got a lot of experience, him and his cohort, Beth. Really awesome people. Thank you so much, Adam, for coming on and doing this short little crew and pacer meeting for us. Again, just the highlights of what Adam said. Know the rules. Follow the rules. Don't get your runner disqualified. You got to take care of yourself to be able to take care of the runner. The 5 R's that Adam just laid out are very important. And don't forget to have your runner give you the driving directions to those aid stations, so that, because we're not going to provide them. There's no copies to pick up at the race. So you guys are going to want to make sure that your runner gives you those before you head up. Okay. Adam, thanks so much, my man. Great to have you as always. Good to see you.
Thanks for having me back. Always good to see you. I hope it sounded all right. I got this echo in my ear here, so I kept hearing myself on repeat. So hopefully it translated.
You know, I've got an echo in my ear of myself, but I can't hear you echoing. And so
between you and I, dude, we've got issues.
We got through it. All right, we'll see you guys this weekend. Thank you so much for everybody. If you have any questions about pacing or crewing, again, this is my friend Adam McRoberts of Big Things Crewing, and you can email him directly here, big.things.crewing@gmail.com, and there's their website, big-things-crewing.com, and it's very important you put the dashes or dots in there.
And I am available for consult if any of you guys want to talk further about any of this. If you want to have a meeting with your runner, your crews, your pacers, I'm happy to facilitate those as well. Reach out, let me know. And I do have a video, maybe I'll send this to John, on YouTube called How to Pace an Ultramarathon Runner. And there's some good tips there as well. I'll pass that along. And say hi to us out there. It's going to be a party.
Yeah, send me that link, and I'll send it out in an email here in a couple days here, Adam.
Cool.
All right, everybody. Thanks so much. Thank you, Adam. Look forward to seeing you and Beth this weekend.
Thanks, guys.
Be well.
All right.